Good day, parceros. As soon as we wake and become conscious, our brain waves increase in frequencies. We go from delta, theta, alpha, beta. For a brief moment, we have access to our subconscious. The subconscious determines 95% of our thoughts and actions that will unfold throughout the day. As far as I see it, during this moment, we have three choices. 1, to do exactly what we did yesterday. 2, to open our phone and expose our eyes and our ears to a torrent of information that will begin to influence our subconscious and conscious programming. 3, we choose to create an intention that will guide how reality will unfold throughout the day. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing how to define and how to defend the reality that we would like to create for ourselves before we dive into the digital. Welcome to the digital unknown. If you find this content valuable, you're probably going to like what's inside my digital dry bag, sammiller.life. Check it out. Depending on what year you connected, what device you connected upon, and what types of platforms you connected to will depend how real you think that this digital civilization is. That's why we're seeing that the older generations and boomers are much less likely to trust and use cryptocurrencies. And that's why we're seeing Gen Z, who are growing up very plugged into this environment, are much more likely to believe and perceive this digital as real. As far as our brain is concerned, it thinks it's all real. Whatever we are looking at or whatever we are imagining are as good as real to our brain. So now more than ever, we need to be aware of the realities that we are choosing to perceive. So where do we begin to explore the digital unknown? I think we begin in the knowns. First up, the digital civilization is connected to billions of other people across this planet. We can now connect to people and businesses and groups all across the world like we never have been able to before. Number 2, there is scale. There is infinite scale in the digital. We can use algorithms and programs and even digital products to scale our time, to scale our knowledge and our products and our services. Leverage is one of the biggest knowns that I think we should all be aware of in the digital. Number 3, programs. This digital environment is full of programs. It is founded upon programs. And now algorithms and artificial intelligence, AI, are developing these algorithms to become smarter. The algorithms are learning to become human in order for them to deliver content to us. When we open up our phone in the morning, the algorithms want to show us the pieces of content that we are most likely to engage with. The algorithms are learning what it is to be human. Which brings us to the next point. In the digital universe, attention is one of the most important and most valuable assets. In the digital universe, our attention is now being monetized in a very measurable way. If you look at the most valued businesses over the past decade, they are technology companies. They're going to be using metrics like average user retention. We're now able to see and participate in great transfers of wealth because in the digital universe, wealth is determined by our collective attention. Which brings me to my next point. Whatever we believe together has value. Right now, as we realize the dilution of fiat paper printed currencies and the manipulation that can happen to those currencies, we're now experiencing a search for sound money. Do we believe that a JPEG of a cute dog has value, or do we believe that an algorithm that is transparent, immutable, and publicly accountable, that unfolds in a predictable and unchangeable way, has value? We are on a collective search for what is sound money. We're looking for money that allows us to exchange energy in this digital universe. We're looking for sound money. And remember, in that search, what we believe together has value has value. And finally, we can find anything. We are living in an age of information abundance. If you seek, you shall find. Okay, so there we go. Those are some observations that I've made so far in my adventures into the digital since I got a 56K modem when I was 12 years old and started exploring the internet in a way which was much more open and less aggregated. There weren't as many platforms that were sifting through the chaos of information that was out there and presenting through an algorithm what they think is what you're looking for. So as we begin to create and intend a reality that is in congruence with the opportunities of the digital universe, these are some of the first principles that I've been using for the next step. So how do we begin to create our own reality if, as soon as we open our attention to the digital universe, it is intending upon us, it is influencing us? Well, I think we need to give our ego a dualistic purpose, a purpose that not only serves our selfish ego, brain, but also the other. If you look into anyone who is satisfying a great purpose, you'll usually find a divine gratitude and a commitment to service to the other. So if you haven't done so before, I invite you to clearly define and declare your dualistic purpose. One way to do that is with this meme right here. Memes, by the way, the language of this digital universe. We'll get to that in another video. This is the Ikigai diagram. So on a piece of paper, you can make 4 columns and write down at least 5 things that you love to do, that you're extremely passionate about. Write at least 5 things. If you can, 10. What are you great at? What are you super talented at? What are you known for? Number 3, what does the world around you need? What do your coworkers, your businesses that you know, your neighbors, your family, your friends, what does the world around you need? And then finally, looking at those previous 3 columns, what would the world pay you to do? If you go through this process, you're gonna get very close to what is the ingredients for the dualistic purpose. Consider writing about it as if it's the plot of a movie that you would like to see. And remember, a plot of a movie that you would like to see, you probably don't know the end of, but it creates the stage, it creates the platform for you to become intrigued with that story that you're going to be waking up to and declaring and defining before you're programmed and attended upon by the outside world. You are going to determine the story that you are living, and it is going to be a story of dualistic purpose. So please pause this video now if you need to go and do this if you haven't done it already. I've defined my dualistic purpose to serve our transition into a cosmic, connected, and conscious civilization. It excites me and it excites the people around me. My goal is to have an amazing international lifestyle full of adventure and investments that allow me to spend more good times with good people, to be able to run businesses out of my phone using my digital dry bag to help people get healthier and wealthier. That meta dualistic purpose narrative excites me and obsesses me with getting out of bed every day to make it happen and to live in congruence with the opportunities of today. Every morning as I wake up and as I go to sleep and I enter the theta and delta, more malleable brain waves, I am healing and replacing the old programs of yesterday, the majority of which were programmed from when I was 0 to 7 years old. I am intentionally creating a new story, a new program that is going to be guiding me throughout the day. I am an influencer of my day, and you are too. Anywhere you have your presence and your attention, you are influencing the environment around you. Be very careful about the words you use to describe your role and other people's roles in this environment, because you are choosing your reality. We're all influencers now, and defining your story is defense in the digital. It's up to you to define your dreams, or they will be defined for you. And that looks like you becoming a cash flowing asset for the system, as opposed to building a portfolio of cash flowing assets that liberate your time. and your attention. Okay, with your intention defined and declared each and every morning and night, as you're able to declare it deeper and deeper and embody it deeper and deeper, we're now ready to enter the infinite abundance of the digital unknown. If you've enjoyed this video, if you found value in it, a simple way to thank me would be to share this video with somebody that you know could use a digital tour guide. I'm designing this content to be appropriate for all ages, to be able to perceive and profit from the greatest transfer of wealth this planet has ever seen, to be able to participate in this digital revolution that we are experiencing. Until the next video, I invite you to embrace your fears because they define and limit the dreams that we are even able to imagine. And I invite you to embrace the unknown because that is where abundance has always been found. I'll see you guys in the next video.